Well, it's been a long time coming. A lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of trial, mistakes, um, mistakes that I have made countless of times. A lot of styrene, a lot of wiring, a lot of testing out of ideas with lighting and designing and detailing and whatever. Um, I know that I knew that this was going to be a very, very large and long project. I just didn't know how far I was going to go with this. I am pleased, but I am not happy. Yeah, we're all like that. But I am pleased with the overall results that you're about to see right now. And many of you were probably saying to me, I could have done something like this, Yamato going through all these asteroids, which, in fairness, I have not seen um, Space Battleship Yamato 3199 series yet. But my idea did come true. And I want to share this with you guys. I'd like to thank you for, sticking around. But here is the final look of my diorama build. I'm going to get this here because it's the turntable. Okay. First of all, the elephant in the room, the the base. I put a lot of detail on it and whatever, and I spray painted it purple with yellow. I guess I don't know. It's the appropriate choice of colors. I was like figuring out what to do. Didn't want to do black on black because everything was all black in the new series, and I just didn't think it would have worked. Something that I needed something to contrast it a bit. I was thinking of maybe gray, like a 2 or 3 shades of gray. Maybe with a hint of blue here and there, but then that would probably break it apart. Maybe blend in with the actual ship itself. I didn't like that. So yeah, I painted it yellow, and I put on decals that you see here, and used a little bit of the panel line marker, used a little bit of the galleries marker set on not only this but on the Yamato. We'll get to that in a minute. Then I put 4 thick, very powerful magnets on each side to hold it into place. And it's held up right there. I did do little stars here in the bottom, and I'm going to continue on a little bit more here and on the board over there at the top. For this, and I showed this on Instagram, but I'm going to show these pictures. So first thing I did was I made a frame using the bending wire. Once I found the appropriate size, then I use tissue paper. Let me get the product because I had it here a minute ago. I used Craft Bond by Elmer's to spray it on the tissue paper. Now, what I did was I took these type of tissue papers, like kitchen tissue papers, but I opened it up to the thinnest part and then wrapped around the frame of the ball, sprayed it. But I had to actually use gloves to do this, because if I use hands, it would have been sticking to my hands. Uh, Part of it was okay, but the other part was that maybe it was not the appropriate part, the appropriate composition or glue to use, because what I saw online, somebody took a little tray, filled it up with water, filled it up with Elmer's glue itself, and wetted it the tissue paper, and then I wrapped it around the frame, and then he allowed it some time to dry, and then after it dried, he put on the cotton balls, but he opened it up, he spread it out. Since I had the ball of the already formed with the tissue paper, I applied the cotton balls over it, because it was already in a wet state, so it adhered very well. Once I created the 3 explosion balls, I spray painted it. I airbrushed it yellow, then I airbrushed it red, and then a little bit of black. And then before I put the Yamato on, I put the balls right through the hole, made a hole on it, put it in, made sure that the lighting shows through it. And then I applied a little bit more layering of the cotton balls over it. But that's before I used the fiber optic wires that you see here. This is like a 2mm, and this is like a 0.75 millimeter fiber optic wires that I position it inside the balls, so that way, the explosion that is, so that way it'll show that fragmentations are flying out. But I needed to put more of the cotton balls, so what I did was I respray paint. I took like something like this as an example, like this, but I spread it out with two of these, holding it up. Spray painted a yellow, red, and a little bit of black. Then I cut it up, and then I started just to glue it onto the area where it was not only showing the lights exposing, but it was a little bit, it felt like it needed more spacing here and there. And even right now, as I'm looking at this, I see this little part here going like that, and I'm saying to myself, maybe I should put a little bit more here and there, or whatever. Not to mention the little gap right there. So, more touch-ups. Shifting to the Yamato. As you could see, it is decaled. I put the decals for this one here, the decal here. There's one decal there, and the one on the other side. Also, there are decals on top of the wooden frame here. I did this first before I took ground brown weathering color, and I began to weather the whole thing, and then using cotton balls and Q-tips, and of course the solvent, the Mr. Weathering Color solvent, I began cleaning it up a bit as best as I could until it looked just right. And then finally, I super glued this, and this, but I had to super glue this part, the frame, because it was part of the frame that you can actually pop up to put batteries in. I forgot about that, so I had to super glue that first, then super glued the cannons on top of it, and I was using not this one. I think it was this one, or it was another one here. I was like, no, not that one. It was one of my paint bottles. It must have been this one, and I put it right under it to support it. And once I found that it was good, there it is. Now, I'm going to adjust this a bit, because obviously you want to see the LED lights that's on the Yamato, because I turned it on, popped that out, turned it on, popped it back in again, and as you could see right there, there you go. I got it to work. Nothing under it to hold it up. That is, of course, what it looks like from the front. And if I go around, there's the lighting of the engines and the sublight engines in the back. Now, I'm going to bring this up a bit so you guys can see the whole thing right there. The switch to fire the guns, and the switch for the explosions. Obviously, with the lighting that you see in my room, you can barely see it. So, turning this off, turning that off. And there you go. The effect, the Yamato doing a broadside against an alien ship. I done it. I absolutely done it. Now, what does this tell me? Well, I did it. And I'm glad that I did this first, because if I would have worked on that Zaku 2 mega scale, the idea of doing the Yamato for Mosquito Con would have not happened until next year, and then I would have probably lost interest. So I had to like power on through and get this puppy done. Trust me, this was a lot of work and a lot of issues as well. One of the guns here, one of the lighting won't turn on, and it's because there's a wire that's not fixated right. So later on, I'm going to try to adjust that wiring and make sure it's in the appropriate position. Even if I tap on it, let me see if it, yeah, it will turn on if you tap on it, but I'm not going to tap on it. I want it to turn on once I hit the switch. Inside, the wiring is a mess, and I am embarrassed to show it to you, so I am not going to do that. It is what you see right here. There was lack of paint that I didn't have, and I was using this to paint the black on the bottom, which came up pretty good though, not bad. I believe I have a sticker for the Yamato frame. Let me see if it's in the box here. I have the box right here. Yeah, so I used the water slide decals on that, but it was only very few. This was the sticker for the actual deck, which is ridiculous. Oh, here we go. So we have the Yamato, and I'm going to get like one of the styrene sheets, cut it to size, and then I'll paste it right there on the side, right there, right here in the front. So there you go. That is my diorama build, obviously for the sci-fi fictional section. Fictional, yes, for Mosquito Con. What do you guys think of this? In my dumb, idiotic brain, I was saying to myself, I hope I don't, I mean, even if I don't win, maybe it'll be on Cosmo DNA's website. You know, they do they do everything for Yamato, and maybe they'll say, hey, look, this idiot made this kit for a show. You know, I'll be honored if they did that. I really am. I also want to ask you guys a question. Does anybody know what these decals that you see on it? Those are decals. Those little gray and bluish tone and a little red there. What are those decals? The first person to actually figure out what that is. Document it below. And if you are right, I'll send you a free kit on me. On me, I will send you a free kit because I'm feeling generous. I am feeling very generous. But yeah, this came out awesome. Okay, so here are my contenders for Mosquito Con 2025. Here is my Master Grade SD Wing Gundam, which I'm very proud of building. I'm very, very happy with its overall design. I built it this year. This is the high grade, the original 144 scale, not the high grade, the original 144 scale Zeta Gundam. And this will not go into the high grade section. No, this will go to classic plastic because, you know, classic plastic is the category. As a matter of fact, hold on. Where's my, did I throw that away? No, don't tell me to throw that away. I had my, the sheath for Mosquito Con nearby and I put it away again. All right, so going back to what I said. So yeah, classic plastic is going to be that Zeta Gundam because that is a kit that was over 20 years old, and I got that at Wise Guys Hobbies. So represent Wise Guys Hobbies right there. This one's going to be in the high grade category. My Gondola Custom, which I made a little base right here that you could see. Then for the Master Grade section, 1/100 scale is going to be the what do you call it? Senanju Sign Narrative 2.0. I would call it, and of course the version Kotoki. Actually, both of them are version Kotoki. Version Kotoki Zeta Gundam. I just gave them a gloss coat, each and every one of them. I haven't done any decaling, even though I have decals. But I have time. I have 48 hours to get decals on it if I feel like it. I'm more like interested in putting more decals on this guy. I don't have decals for this, but I do have for them. So I'm bringing 6 kits. Not a lot, but enough. The gun and the shield on the Senanju Stein is put away to the side, and I gotta clean that up as well. I did build the narrative kit last year, but I'm not feeling it to bring it to the show, unfortunately. I really am not. I could bring the what do you call it? I did I bring it last year? I don't think I did. The Zeta Gundam, the Master Grade SD Freedom Gundam, which came out pretty well, and maybe the Armor Core kit, but yeah, I don't know. I have a few kits that could fill the void if I feel like it, but it depends on how I feel, what I feel like, because that's going to be a lot of packaging. This guy, I have a milk crate that I bought at Walmart. It was like $5, and it's good for storage, but it's also good for me to stick that guy in. And then one of my high boxes for the Master Grade, I'll definitely be taking all these, wrapping them up and put them inside for transportation so that they don't get damaged. And we'll go from there. You know, we're gonna go from there, and we're all gonna have fun at the show. We really are. I wish I could just talk more. I'm kind of like really burnt out, you could say. I'm exhausted and stuff like that, and I guess you know, maybe I'm not happy, maybe not sad either, but I'm good. I'm good with what this achieved. I achieved what I wanted, and it worked. It finally worked. And then we're gonna bring it to the show. Will I win? Who knows? I didn't build these to win. I actually built them to show it to you guys, and If you guys liked it, great. If not, I really am happy that you guys at least watched it and commented and gave me some pointers and things like that. It's not all about winning. It's all about feeling good. And I am feeling good about this. And I'm glad that my idea worked. My custom worked. My paint job worked. My childhood first build worked. And of course, these are two guys. So I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for you guys been sticking around and watching this. I will, get myself ready for Mosquito Con for me to record and to show off all the cool model kits that everybody's going to be there displaying at the show. I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. And what can I say but stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. You guys all have a great day.